Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are back with another episode of Daily Palantir. On today's show, we've got two new deals to discuss in the world of Palantir. If you guys were with me on the market open stream, and if you were in general looking at the markets, Palantir stock exploded to the upside. I think we topped out around 26.55. It was a pretty green day. Right now, at the time I'm recording this, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. Back to 25.48. We're going to talk about what happened with the price. Look, I'm not complaining at 25.48. I mean, like, still we were stuck at 21 for a long time, right? So 25 is not a bad price. It's just, yeah, we did explode to the upside in the morning, and then something happened in the past 3 hours, which has gotten us back down to the 25. So we're going to talk about stock price action. By the time I upload this, maybe we're back at 26. I have no clue, but I'll talk about at least what has happened in the short term. Two deals we did get this morning that I want to focus this video on. One is a healthcare partnership. Another one is a space partnership. Really cool stuff. Really interesting deals. Carp also was on CNBC talking today, so we got a lot to discuss. Let's get into it. All right, so first let's take a look at price action. Here we go. We got Palantir at 25.30 on the day. Again, we were at 26.61 in the pre-markets, and we were at, and then we dipped as soon as we opened in the market, 20 to 25.77, basically within like the first 2 minutes of the market opening. But then we bounced right back up to 26.57, and we stayed there for a bit until we now fell 2%. Now, you may be wondering, okay, Amit, you're about to talk about two deals for the next 20 minutes that are really important for Palantir. The market maybe interpreted some of those deals. The market got excited about some of those deals. The market gave Palantir a premium. Why is Palantir now collapsing 2%? Because it's not like those deals went away. You would be right. Those deals did not go away, but one thing that did go away in the past 3 hours is NVIDIA. NVIDIA is now down about 3.55% on the day. And the reason why NVIDIA is down, I honestly don't know why NVIDIA is down. It's probably just people taking some profits, given NVIDIA has had a historic run. But NVIDIA almost was at 140 today, at 139. And so at some point, I think the market realized, all right, we're going to take some profits, which is totally normal. It makes a lot of sense. Even in overnight trading on Robinhood yesterday, NVIDIA was at like 142, 143 with a couple million shares in volume. Having said that, we talked about this on the previous Why Palantir Hit $26 video 2 days ago. Whether you like it or not, if NVIDIA goes up, the market follows it, and particularly companies like Palantir. Like, just because NVIDIA is up doesn't mean every single company is up. A lot of companies were not up yesterday or the day before that or today, even though NVIDIA was up. But when NVIDIA was up in the morning at $139.53 at a $3.45 trillion market cap, Palantir is presumed to be, which is a good thing, even if it results in a lot of volatility on the stock, an AI play. And if Palantir is deemed to be an AI play, and NVIDIA is AI that's going higher and the trend is in the right direction, and NVIDIA goes higher because the trend is in the right direction, and AI is what hedge funds, retail, etc. wants exposure to. So many hundreds of thousands of people woke up this morning. They saw Palantir up 4%, and they're like, you know what? We're going to buy some Palantir. We don't know what they do. We don't know who Alex Karp is. We don't know what they stand for, but it's AI, so we're buying it. That type of buying in general tends to not be good for any stock, much less Palantir, because eventually it's going to be met with some sellers, right? People who think Palantir is overvalued at 26, they're going to sell the stock at that level. And people who were in it for like 20 minutes and then want to get out of it and take a small loss or take some small profits, they're going to get out of it as well. So it's not necessarily healthy when that happens. S&P 500 right here, as you can see, is down 0.5%. S&P hit 550 in the pre-markets. NVIDIA now down 4%. Palantir is down. S&P 500 is down as well. So from that perspective, I actually think it's not that big of a deal that Palantir is down. It was really nice to see 26.50, and maybe we see that again by the time I upload this video. But if the market sells off, obviously Palantir sells off, and uniquely if NVIDIA sells off, Palantir is going to sell off. So that's what we had with the price action. Besides the price action, let's talk about the deals we got today, because I think those deals were really important. Okay, so let's get into these deals. We got two deals this morning that I thought were really interesting in the world of Palantir. Now, one thing before we get into these deals, Alex Karp was on CNBC with the Pfizer CEO speaking about what's going on in Israel. So quick summary on that. The video is on CNBC. You probably can watch it. I might upload the full video later, probably tomorrow, quite frankly. But if I don't, it's just going to be on CNBC. So here, let me just show it real quick. A very simple interview, nothing too crazy. For those that missed it, Karp said anti-Semitism is real. CEOs need to speak up about what's happening. We've heard Karp say this many times. And that the West must scare our adversaries to not repeat events like October 7th. So basically he said, look, the reason we're doing what we're doing is because we need to be public about this stuff. This stuff is important, and we need to have defense technology to make sure that no one ever tries to do what Hamas did to Israel on October 7th. Nothing out of the ordinary. Pfizer CEO and Palantir kind of not really launching some initiative, but just being together I believe in some capacity to get more public CEOs to talk about it. That was the point of them doing this joint interview together on CNBC. But that's what happened this morning, along with some of the deals that we got. Okay, so what was the first deal? So 2 deals happened this morning. The first one was around a healthcare partnership. So the Advanced Research Projects Agency for Health, ARPA-H, partners with Palantir to accelerate health outcomes by leveraging AI, ML, data, software tooling. So let's read a little bit from here. Palantir today announced that it has been selected by the Advanced Research Projects Agency for Health to support the agency's mission to accelerate better health outcomes. Palantir's AIP and Foundry software will help the agency drive key workflows by providing a data strategy and infrastructure that will underpin business operations and enable continuous improvement. The contract is worth $19 million over 2 years. So look, $20 million over 2 years, not the biggest deal, right? Not the most insane large partnership. However, it's important because the types of agencies that continue to use Palantir software becomes important. This is a government agency, which is why Hirsch Jain, who is the head of public health, says, ARPA-H is an incredible investment in the next generation of life-changing healthcare outcomes. We are honored to provide our software to support their mission and deliver their latest commercial technology to transform their operations. The work builds on Palantir's experience providing data infrastructure and AI tools to support public health initiatives, including creating the secure collaborative research platform for N3C, ongoing tooling for disease surveillance at HHS and CDC, and increasing speed of drug review at the FDA. One more quote from the Director of Data Innovation at ARPA. We are pioneering a data-centric approach to transform business efficiency and accelerate program design. Our focus is on data and harnessing the power of artificial intelligence to rapidly deploy new insights that not only will streamline our operations, but also drive better outcomes for all stakeholders involved in the ARPA-H mission. We strongly believe that harnessing the power of data and AI is key to unlocking unprecedented levels of efficiency, productivity, and overall success. So it's an important deal. It's a deal that creates more efficiency for the government, for the public. Palantir here, right, says, ultimately, this approach enables ARPA-H to track and learn the outcomes to accomplish their bold goals while remaining accountable to the government and the public. Now, it's been a while since we got a public health kind of deal, CDC, HHS, those types of deals. I mean, we haven't got, last time I think we got it was CDC, was like $450 million back in December of 2022. So it's been a while. This deal, again, not the biggest deal, but it goes to show government agencies, just like enterprises in the private sector, need to incorporate AI. In fact, Accenture CEO was live this morning on CNBC. Accenture reported $900 million in Q1 on generative AI bookings. That means they did $900 million of strategy and implementation consulting just around generative AI in the first quarter of 2024. Why does that matter? Because not only do they work with Palantir, and there's probably some synergies and collaboration there, but that means that corporations are starting to embrace enabling AI in their workflows. Government is no different. Really good deal for Palantir, important deal for Palantir. We'll probably dive deeper into this deal over the coming days. I'll write about it on my Substack, dailypalantir.substack.com, in the description. You can subscribe for free, and so I'll go deeper into this deal. But the point is, Palantir's AIP and Foundry are getting more deals. This is like, I think, the 5th government deal we actually got in the past month. And again, what it says right here, AIP and Foundry software will help the agency drive key workflows by providing a data strategy and infrastructure to underpin business operations. One of the big things that these government agencies need is not just the infrastructure, but the strategy for how to derive insights from their data to make data-driven decisions. I know we've said those buzzwords so many times on this channel because it has to do with Palantir, but that is the overall goal of the organization. Now, the second deal we got, I thought was a bit more exciting, and it was pretty damn cool. We're going back to space. So Starlab Space, let me pull this up right here, Starlab Space announces a strategic partnership with Palantir. Starlab Space and Palantir will leverage data modeling through digital twins and AI technologies to enhance Starlab's operations throughout the enterprise. Using Palantir's technology, Starlab will be able to identify the potential issues and predict maintenance, helping extend the lifespan of critical components. A couple quotes from this PR. Palantir's advanced AI technologies will revolutionize how space stations are managed and operated, said Tim Kopra, the CEO of Starlab Space. Further, Palantir's expertise in data analytics and predictive modeling will drive innovation and efficiency across the entirety of our joint venture. Together, we are poised to advance the frontiers of space research and ensure we remain resilient, effective, and adaptive as we forge into this new era of commercial space exploration. Karp says, Starlab is a commercial leader working to provide some of the most complex engineering and operational challenges in the exploration of space. We would not be more enthusiastic about our partnership as we look to extend our competitive edge throughout the provision of decisive and real-time intelligence around the world and in space. Now, I don't know exactly what Starlab Space does, but Starlab, as you can see on their website right here, they say they are designing a new type of Starlab commercial space station. Starlab will serve as a global customer base for space agencies, researchers, and companies, ensuring a continued human presence in low Earth orbit and a seamless transition of microgravity science and research from the ISS, International Space Station, into the new commercial space station era. So they're a space station, and they're not a government-funded space station. They're a commercial-funded space station. Really hard shit to do. It's not easy building a space station. And although it's not easy to build a space station, they say, you know what? We want to use Palantir and Foundry and AIP, their software, their data analytic tools, to be able to become the operating system, as they say, for their own enterprise. Again, I don't know exactly what the space station does, what the space lab does. I'm going to go deeper into it now that they made this partnership and try to figure out what are the nuances of how they're going to work together. But at a high level, that's a really cool deal. And the fact that Palantir is getting that type of a deal is exciting in terms of where their momentum is going to go. In terms of space, Meta Constellation, that is a geospatial intelligence product that Palantir has that has been used in a variety of different commercial use cases and also for the government. Satellogic, we made a partnership with them back in April of 2022, if people remember that deal. So we've been exposed to what space looks like, what the space industry looks like, and how we can work with government agencies to help predict natural disasters, or with commercial entities to help them be able to get data that they want from Earth into space to derive insights from that data to then be able to make different decisions. This to me is just the next evolution of working with the commercial space industry. That industry and the TAM of that industry, if we just look at SpaceX and their valuation at $200 billion, is likely growing exponentially over the next 2 decades. Palantir does not have to win even a couple percentage points of that entire industry. They could win 0.05%, and that could still be tens of billions of dollars to the bottom line over the next couple of decades. So I think that partnership was really bullish, but what I also think was really bullish is the fact that on the same day, you get a public health agency in the United States saying, hey, we want to use Palantir software to derive data analytics and be able to help us make decisions. And then you get a commercial space lab that says, yeah, we're building an entire space station, and we want Palantir to be the operating system for that. The conclusion here is that, you know, the stock price, yes, probably fell from $26. It's not at the peak anymore, 25, 27. But if you take a second away from the stock price, which is what I like to try to do on this channel to be, you know, more objective in terms of what's going on in the long term. In the course of a couple of hours, a healthcare agency and a commercial space lab want to use Palantir. And my initial thesis many years ago was I think every vertical across every industry across the planet will be using Palantir. That thesis seems like, at least so far, given their growth and their client acquisition and what they've been able to do and the variety of use cases for their software, could be coming true. And now it's up to Palantir how fast they want to grow, right? This is their court. This is the ball's in their court. They got to figure it out. But if they can continue to get growth closer to 25%, the market will eventually reflect whatever the fundamentals of the numbers say. I mean, we can already see there's so much liquidity for people that want to get exposure to Palantir, and the numbers haven't even gone up to 25% year-over-year growth. Deals like this today make me confident that we can get back to those growth numbers. And then the market obviously will be excited if we can get to those growth numbers, and more cool companies like Spacelab and the ARPA agency in the United States will continue to procure Palantir software. So exciting stuff to see those deals. I think we get more of those deals over time. I think the diversity of the deals, one from public health, one from commercial space, really make me excited to see where the potential of Palantir software can go. And if that's the case, then it's just up to them to see how much they can keep growing. And if they can do it, then I think the market will reflect that. And I think Palantir ultimately has a chance to become a very big company. All right, that's it for me. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the coverage. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the 2 partnerships we got today. We will keep going from there with the coverage on Palantir, dailypalantir.substack.com if you want to subscribe, free email newsletter every single day, and then Twitter is in the description as well. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one, and I will see you guys on the next one.